This is the new flagship of the Brabus Marine range. It's the Brabus Shadow 1200 Black Ops. It is the waterborne Brabus G Wagon with triple 400 horsepower Mercury V10s. It's doing nearly 60 knots. So let's jump on board and see what €1.5 million of pimped up Axopar buys you. I'm Jack Haines. Welcome to YachtBuyer. Before we get into it though, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll never miss another tour like this one. As sinister as this looks, the nice thing about the Brabus Marine range is of course they're based on Axopars, so they're incredibly practical and usable underneath this signature black paintwork, and you have all the same options as you do from the Axopar 45 on which this is based. So you have the aft cabin option, which this boat has got. You can have the multi-storage option, you can have U-shaped seating, you can have nothing here if you just want this completely open, and no doubt there will be a T-top version coming along very soon. But with this version, obviously you get this lovely big sun pad with access down to the cabin through the middle. We have storage underneath this locker. Over on that side as an option, you have a wet bar, which is always an issue on the smaller ones. You'd have sunbathing and wet bar. You couldn't have both, now you can, so you've got a grill and a sink over there, which you can use on deck obviously. And we have the fabulous walk around decks of the Axopar 45, which is that everything is black and tinted and red and aggressive. We've got the balconies on both sides. Obviously they're finished in the same high quality vinyl. You've got the Brabus down here as well. There are Brabus logos all over the place. You'll never forget that you're on board a Brabus. On board this thing, but these just flip up and clip away when you're about to move off. You've got the double sliding doors. They slide that way, they slide this way. We'll check out the wheelhouse in a minute. For now, we'll keep going forward where you get the Gullwing Doors, again familiar from the Axopar 45. This boat's got the optional carbon fibre lights on top of the wheelhouse here. I think this thing would look so good charging around at dusk with all of its lights on. Super mean and sinister. We've got the boosted Brabus JL audio package on this boat, so there are speakers absolutely everywhere. The mini sun pad down here, anchor locker down here. The underpinnings are so practical. It's brilliant because you know the boat works. It's just got all the Brabus garnish, and there's more of that inside the cabin. It may be based on the Axopar 45, but it could not feel more different in here. If anything, I think the effect is greater in here than it is on the outside. The look, the feel, the Brabus fine leather all over the place, even more carbon fibre, and of course more Brabus badging than you can shake a stick at. The layout is identical, it's just finished very differently. So you have access to the aft cabin down there. Through that central piece, there's the option to have a small separate bathroom in there, which this boat has got. You've got the table that folds out. This slides, as does this unit here, so you can bring it this way if you want more space between here and the helm seats, or you can close this right up and give yourself more space at the dinette. Big sunroof as well, just like the 45, but there are some lovely details here that you just don't get on the 45. The first, I absolutely love this readout here, these triple digital instruments. So if you're sitting back here, romping along at the near 60 knot top speed, you can keep an eye on, as a passenger, how fast you're going, direction you're heading in, and they just look super cool. And talking of looking cool, come on, let's get to the Helm Station. This is where you want to be. Triple carbon fibre backed helm seats, Brabus foot plates, carbon fibre all over the place. Brabus picked out here on top of the dash, the big B on the steering wheel, signed off by Constantine Bushman, the CEO of Brabus down there. You know, if you've come from Brabus cars, you've got all of those familiar touch points. I know you pay a big premium, but I've got to say, it does feel quite special. This is so focused. Of course, the position is the same as the 45. Everything just feels that bit more plush. And of course, you've got much more performance. Let's head downstairs, shall we? Down we go. Brabus footplate lit up there. Honestly, I don't think there's anywhere you look where you aren't made aware that you're on a Brabus, and it's quite dark and sort of broody and masculine down here. But again, you've got this lovely leather underneath your feet. You've got the same layout again as the 45, but it's all just in this elevated finish. Dark woods, Gullwing Doors obviously pop up. I know it feels quite dark in here, but with those up, obviously you get some natural light, and also with the cushions off, there's glass in the roof here, so you get more natural light coming through here. Television mounted up over here. And you know, we're at the size now where you could stay on board for a fair few days on this thing. You have the facilities, a decent separate bathroom, a bit of cooling space down here, and your guests have a pretty good cabin aft on this model as well. It does feel very special. Thanks for watching that tour. I hope you enjoyed it. I know what you're thinking. This is all well and good, but what we really want to know is what it's like to drive. Well, so do we, and we're going to test this very soon. So subscribe now to make sure you don't miss that. If you want to see what the boat this is based on is like to drive, click up here, because that's Axopar 45 review we did at Cannes. If you'd like to subscribe, you can click up here. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Jack Haines. This is YachtBuyer.